Police say complete strangers stopped and tried to help the man who was killed in today's deadly crash.
A man was shot. A house was riddled with bullets after an argument got way out of hand early this morning in Stanford.
We're mainly dry for today. Can't rule out a passing shower for the most part. The rain comes the next couple of days as the system gets a little bit closer. I'm going to go over that forecast, show you when you can expect it coming up.
This is WKYT News at Noon.
Good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey.
I'm Bill Bryant, and we're working right now to learn more about a man who was killed in a head-on crash in Lexington today. It happened around 8 o'clock this morning on Mason-Headley Road near Versailles Road.
WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is live near the scene where that road is now back open. It's our top story at noon. Caitlin?
Good afternoon. I'm standing just off Mason-Headley Road, south of Cardinal Hill Hospital, where Lexington Police and Fire just opened this road to traffic about an hour ago. The crash had snarled traffic to Versailles Road for a number of hours this morning. Police tell us passerbys had actually stopped and tried to help the victim of today's deadly crash. The Fayette County coroner says 67-year-old John Kenton Fairchild died at UK Hospital to head injuries following the Lexington crash. Strangers pulled him out of his SUV and worked on him until first responders arrived. Police say a pickup truck and Fairchild's SUV collided in the 900 block of Mason-Headley Road near Versailles Road around 8 o'clock this morning. They say the white pickup truck was heading northbound around a bend, didn't make the turn and hit Fairchild, who was heading south straight on. According to police, the male driver of the pickup was taken to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Fairchild was transported in critical condition. Police later confirmed he had died. We talked with authorities on scene just after the crash. Victims were taken to the hospital. They were working to find out what had happened.
Due to the seriousness of the collision, we have called out our collision reconstruction unit. They're in the process right now of trying to evaluate exactly what happened and what may have caused it, what factors may have precipitated the collision.
Now, police do know what had caused the crash in terms of that white pickup truck crossing the center line, but they don't know why that had happened. His name has not been released. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Caitlin, thank you. And at this point, Lexington police tell us they're still trying to figure out why the driver crossed the line. A man convicted in a brutal Lexington murder 30 years ago will stay behind bars for at least the next 5 years. Eric Hayden is one of two men serving life sentences in the 1986 killing of Clay Nelson at Columbia's Steakhouse. This morning, Hayden asked to be released from prison early, but was denied. We'll have reaction from today's hearing coming up in a report on WKYT News at 12:30.
The search continues this midday for a man involved in an overnight shooting in central Kentucky. Stanford police say a man was shot on the front porch of a home on Powell Street just after midnight this morning. Shots were reportedly fired during an argument. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Lincoln County tracking down details now for this Crime Tracker report.
Well, this violence happened about midnight this morning, and they say that it began as a man was walking down Powell Street here. There was some kind of an argument. A beer bottle apparently was thrown by the suspect toward the house. The bottle was then thrown back toward the street. Police say that's when the man in the street picked up a gun and started firing shots. They say a total of 6 rounds were fired at the house. The victim was hit in the groin area. The bullet actually passed all the way through him, went into the house, and police say it's remarkable that no one else was injured because a total of 6 rounds were fired by the subject.
We had 3 other parties in the house at the time. The bullets did pass through the exterior wall and missed a couple of the parties very closely.
Now, I'm told that some people who live in this area actually got the victim into a truck. They took him to the hospital. From there, he was airlifted to UK Hospital. I'm told that he is expected to be okay. In Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. Police have not yet released the names of the suspect nor of the victim. We're told that warrants are being drawn up for the suspect, whom they are being told is, people there are being told that he is a convicted felon.
Now we have new information this midday about the circumstances behind the death of a toddler found inside a hot vehicle. Police say an employee of Little Kings and Queens Daycare left the 2-year-old boy in the SUV for 3 or 4 hours. And this is not the first time the daycare has been investigated. WKYT's Michelle Chamberlain is at the live desk now with details. Michelle.
We have learned the Commonwealth's attorney is reviewing the case to determine if charges will be filed. Louisville Metro Police Department says an employee of the daycare was operating the SUV that 2-year-old Levante Swain was found dead in on Monday from what the coroner says was hyperthermia. Investigate a Little Kings and Queens Daycare of Louisville 7 times since 2012 for various complaints. An inspection in October found the daycare not in compliance under the transportation section. A report says the sign-in sheet shows some children were in the vehicle for hours at a time. Now we are hearing from the mother of the 2-year-old who died from heat-related injuries. She is obviously very emotional over the death of her son.
So many stories. It don't even add up.
The daycare has a star rating from the state, which means it's going above and beyond for its kids. At the live desk, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
Now, according to the National Weather Service, the temperature in a car can rise 20 degrees in as little as 10 minutes and at 50 degrees an hour. Cracking the windows provides little, if any, relief.
Well, the warm air is still in place here at midweek across the Commonwealth, and we have a slight chance of rain this afternoon and evening, but those rain chances really ramp up tomorrow and into your Friday. WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris is live in our First Alert Weather Center.
Yeah, and the look outside is a pretty good look. It's really not all that bad. We have a mixture of sun and clouds. I want to show you this. Look on radar and also out through satellite on there, which does show cloud cover. That right through there, that is what's going to spark up a passing shower or so. And look, I expect that to be in the next couple of hours, not so much right now. But that is what you need to watch out for, which means I would say northern zones and also eastern zones, you will have the best likelihood of seeing a stray shower. Notice, I'm not saying a lot of rain. I'm saying a stray shower, maybe 2 out of this. For the most part, though, we do stay dry. The rain, main bulk of the rain, is still back toward the Mississippi Valley region, and then you work your way over into, say, Springfield, Missouri. Not much going on for our region, but back there, that's heading our way. What we're going to be seeing in the 80s over toward east and southeastern Kentucky. We're in mid-70s right now, and I believe we'll finish off there in the low 80s once again. Mostly dry conditions throughout your day, but once we hit the evening hours, nighttime hours, that's when we'll start to see a small chance of rain move on in, and that's going to be the focus of the forecast, how it slowly increases. But it does increase, especially tomorrow and into your Friday. I'll show you when you can expect that hour-by-hour forecast coming up.
All right, as long as it clears for the weekend, as we have been promised, it'll be good. Thank you, Micah. We'll see you in a bit. And the Kentucky Lottery is expanding to internet sales in hopes of luring younger players.
Lottery officials say eligible players who register for an online account will be able to purchase Powerball, Mega Millions, and Kentucky Cash Ball draw games. At least 5 instant play scratch-off games ranging from 50 cents to $3 are also available. Kentucky is the 3rd state to offer lottery sales online, joining Michigan and Georgia. We'll have more details on WKYT.com.
Well, presidential candidates Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton delivered decisive victories in the New York primary. We'll have the latest on the race for the White House coming up on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead, comedian Tracy Morgan is fighting back against a religious freedom law in Mississippi. We'll have the latest next on WKYT.
Central Equipment has a long tradition of selling industry-leading Cub Cadet riding mowers and utility vehicles, providing you with the best of quality and innovation. Whether you're a homeowner or landscaper, you want a better-looking lawn. That's why Cub Cadet and Central Equipment work hard to perform better every day, offering you the best equipment and service. So come into Central Equipment now to see the latest line of Cub Cadet products and take advantage of our exceptional financing for up to 48 months. Quality products, quality service. That's Central Equipment.
Hey, now would be a great time to give us a call here at America's Window about new windows for your home. You know, our windows are created from the finest quality of materials on the market, bar none. We're talking about additional coatings of low E to help keep your home warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. We're going to give your home an energy upgrade. Why don't you pick up the phone and call us here in Lexington right now, anywhere in the sound of my voice, at 1-800-861-4153. And now, during our Off to the Races sale, save up to 20% on new windows. Ask about zero down, zero interest options for 12 months. Act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase, just like cash. Savings on new siding, a bath system, e-shield, or gutters. Call now at 1-800-861-4153 or come by and see us at 1190 East New Circle Road right here in town during our Off to the Races sale.
Think for a moment. You don't think twice about having your eyes tested, but what about your hearing? Hi, I'm Marcia Mattingly. At Beltone, we've helped thousands of people lead richer, fuller lives by showing them that they can hear the way they should. At Beltone, a free hearing test can determine if you need hearing help. Call now. You have everything to gain. 50 years and 3 generations serving the tri-state with the most trusted name in hearing aids, Beltone.
Bring on the competition. A fistful of crayons and a forecast full of yuck. Bring on soccer balls, winter blues, and barbecues. Bring it all on. You've got durable, affordable Olympic on your team. Bring on the competition.
Welcome back to WKYT News at noon. We're glad you're with us today. Criminal charges have been brought in connection with Flint, Michigan's lead-tainted water crisis.
The state attorney general filed charges against 2 state regulators and a Flint employee today. Those charges include violating Michigan's drinking water law, official misconduct, destruction of utility property, and evidence tampering. Comedian Tracy Morgan is boycotting the state of Mississippi in support of gay rights. Morgan canceled his show on April 29th following the passage of its Religious Accommodations Act, which allows religious organizations to deny services to people of the LGBT community. Numerous artists have pulled their shows in the state out of protest, including singer Bryan Adams, Pearl Jam, Bruce Springsteen, Ringo Starr, and Cirque du Soleil. They've all canceled shows in North Carolina over a similar law.
Republican Donald Trump and Democrat Hillary Clinton used big wins in New York to cement their status as the front runners for their party's presidential nominations. Craig Boswell has the latest on the presidential race.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton celebrated their New York primary victories with tributes to their home state. Clinton chose Alicia Keys, while Trump went old school Frank Sinatra. New York, New York. With New Yorkers singing their praises, Trump and Clinton are closer to becoming their party's presidential nominees.
The race for the Democratic nomination is in the home stretch and victory is in sight.
We don't have much of a race anymore. Senator Cruz is just about mathematically eliminated.
The question now becomes, what can Clinton and Trump's opponents do to stop them from winning the nominations?
If we nominate Donald, Hillary wins, and Hillary wins by double digits.
Ted Cruz was shut out in the delegate chase yesterday, and Trump now needs just 393 more to clinch the nomination.
We have a path toward victory, which we are going to fight to maintain.
Bernie Sanders' path is now much more narrow. He needs to not only win, but win big in the remaining states.
You can add the numbers up to get a way for Sanders to survive, but you almost need to do some voodoo to make it work.
Clinton's victory means she needs only about 30% of the remaining delegates to win the nomination. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Now, Trump and Clinton will expand their leads next week if the poll numbers hold up in Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Maryland. Those 5 states all hold primaries next Tuesday. President Obama will be spending some time with British royalty this week in England. The president will travel to Windsor Castle Friday and deliver birthday greetings to Queen Elizabeth II, who turns 90 tomorrow. Then he and the First Lady, Michelle, will be joining Prince Harry and the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, William and Kate, for dinner. That will be at Kensington Palace. The UK stop is part of the president's international trip, which also includes stops in Saudi Arabia and in Germany. Well, Jennifer Aniston has been named People's 2016 World's Most Beautiful Woman.
The actress says she was humbled and very flattered when she first heard the news. The 47-year-old says she's learned to embrace her appearance over the years and insists she feels most beautiful after a great workout. She lists her beauty icons as Gloria Steinem, Lauren Hutton, and Bridget Bardot. Aniston offers beauty tips and secrets to aging gracefully in this week's issue of People, which hits newsstands Friday.
Mason Headley Road is now open, but traffic was snarled for a number of hours this morning. How police say complete strangers tried to save a man's life, coming up at 12:30.
Stay connected to the news that matters to you. WKYT.
It's another Kentucky Ale Thirsty Thursday and Pepsi Bark in the Park at the Legends game. Bring your dog to the game and enjoy dollar drinks all night long. Check out LexingtonLegends.com for all the tickets, promos, and stash-tastic fun you can have at a Legends game.
At Window World, you get the best price right up front.
Not just any price.
Our lowest price.
Guaranteed. Our windows feature the Good Housekeeping seal.
And come with a lifetime limited warranty.
Act now and get a house full of windows for as low as $79 a month installed.
And save hundreds on siding, doors, shutters, and more.
Best products, best service, best people. Not only do we stand behind our windows, we stand on it.
Window World.
Preferred window installer of the Big Blue Nation.
Can you help me figure out what to plant in my front yard to help our curb appeal?
Sorry, I just started working here last week, so I'm not sure. Hey, can you help her find some plants?
Sorry, kid. I work in the plumbing department.
Can you help me figure out what to plant to help our curb appeal?
Piece of cake. First, you need a few dwarf boxwoods over there. Supplement those with a crate. Take your curb appeal to the next level. At King's Gardens, we share your passion for plants.
Hey, pal, you got a cough this winter?
May I suggest?
Tough Love. Mentholyptisols with big-time cooling flavor.
Or Soft Love. Milder flavored honey halls with real honey.
Tough Love.
Soft Love.
Get the love you love.
Weimar Electric. Proven electrical contractors now making house calls.
Now, during our Off to the Races sale, call us here at America's Window for high-performance Energy Star approved windows that will give your home an energy upgrade. And take advantage of our Off to the Races sale. Save up to 20% on new windows. Ask about zero down and zero interest options for 12 months. Act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase. Pick up the phone and call during our Off to the Races sale.
You may be entitled to $1,500 for every unwanted call made to your cell phone in the last 4 years. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
It's another Kentucky Ale Thirsty Thursday and Pepsi Bark in the Park at the Legends game. Bring your dog to the game and enjoy dollar drinks all night long. Check out LexingtonLegends.com for all the tickets, promos, and stash-tastic fun you can have at a Legends game.
Have something that needs investigating? Email us or call the WKYT Investigates tip line. Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
We have a few clouds overhead, but I just don't expect a lot of rain out of that. And when I say not a lot of rain, that doesn't mean zero. That just means not a lot. Maybe a blip or two here on the radar here in the next couple of hours. The main bulk of the rain, the main energy, obviously, is back toward the west. See the wind still churning out of the south and southeast. That's pumping in that warmer air into the forecast. It actually feels pretty good outside. It's going to be another day there in the 80s for most locations. We're already at 80 degrees in Jackson and Prestonsburg. 77, a trio of those from Richmond down to London Corbin area and all the way toward Bell County and Middlesboro are sitting at 77 degrees. Lexington coming in at 76, but we'll finish off in the low 80s again. I mean, this is going to be the third consecutive day in the low 80s, maybe even the fourth in most locations. Some locations on Sunday did not reach that 80-degree reading. But nonetheless, we take off into the rest of the afternoon. Only a very slight chance of rain. I would expect that for northern half, eastern half. That's probably your best bet as this little piece of energy is rolling through actually across the bluegrass right now. And that could spark off a shower, but for the most part, we're going to stay dry, and it won't rain you out even if you do get a shower overhead. Overnight and into tomorrow morning, the rain increases, and it really becomes increasing. It really increases over toward tomorrow afternoon. And that's when we start to see the widespread rain slide on in here. Remember, tomorrow is a 60% chance of rain, not 100%, meaning some will see it, some will not, but it's a pretty good chance that you'll actually see at least a passing shower or thunderstorm with no severe weather expected and no flooding concerns, nothing like that. It's going to be beneficial rain if you do get one of those showers or thunderstorms over you. And those rain chances, they'll increase through Friday morning too. I'd say Friday first half of the day is probably your heaviest rain band that's going to be traveling on through. Once you hit the afternoon, that rain starts to taper off from west to east. Western areas toward Friday afternoon actually looks pretty good. Eastern zones still holding on to a few rain chances at that time, but a nice weekend. That goes for everybody. Everybody in the forecast looking good there for the weekend after we get rid of some of this rain there tomorrow and Friday, guys. But Saturday and Sunday, all green light for all events. It looks good to go. But if you're looking maybe to knock out some events on Thursday or Friday, just know Friday afternoon and evening is probably your best idea.
Okay.
Opportunity.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Little rain, which we all need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
all right. Coming back on WKYT in a moment, he wasn't trying, but it was still a first for a Lexington native in the big league.
And could another be on the verge of playing with the pros? Dave Baker's next with sports.
And checking stocks as we head into afternoon trading. Look at that. The major market indicators up at midday.
How big is loyalty?
You're playing both sides.
If I have to turn on her, I'm ready to fight.
This is the time to make a move.
We got Julia on our side. We're just unstoppable.
Just when you think you're safe, whoops, there goes another blind side.
This Thursday, you're invited to a new Big Bang Theory.
A party sub implies it's a party.
Your attendance implies it's not.
A new Big Bang Theory, CBS this Thursday.
Join me, Denny Crum.
And me, Joe B. Hall.
For the biggest hearing event of the year.
Do you hear but don't understand? Do you struggle to hear in noise? We want 300 people to take the 10-day challenge.
Call the number below to evaluate the latest invisible hearing technology. 1 week only at all of our convenient locations.
Hearing Solutions, helping you listen to what you're missing.
Get ready for the mega sale happening now at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, where you'll find mega savings on a mega selection of great-looking furniture. Choose from hundreds of sofas, sectionals, and chairs throughout the store, with furniture designed to fit comfortably in your home at prices designed to fit comfortably into your budget, plus special financing. So for mega selection and mega savings, shop the mega sale. It's huge. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Now, during our Off to the Races sale, call us here at America's Window for high-performance Energy Star approved windows that will give your home an energy upgrade. And take advantage of our Off to the Races sale. Save up to 20% on new windows. Ask about zero down and zero interest options for 12 months. Act now and receive a $500 discount certificate good towards your next purchase. Pick up the phone and call during our Off to the Races sale.
Frustrated with your overactive bladder medicine not working? Can't handle the side effects? Botox treats symptoms of leaking, going too often, and the strong sudden need to go. Ask your urologist if Botox can help calm your bladder and reduce your daily leakage episodes. The effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, loss of bladder control, or muscle weakness can be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Don't take Botox if you can't empty your bladder on your own or have a urinary tract infection or UTI. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, fatigue, UTI, painful urination, and difficulty emptying your bladder. Tell your doctor your medical history. Muscle or nerve conditions, medications including botulinum toxins, antiplatelets, and blood thinners may increase the risk of serious side effects. Ask a urology specialist if Botox can help calm your bladder. Visit BotoxOAB.com and learn how Botox can be a low-cost option.
It's not a done deal yet, but if Marcus Lee has his way, he'll join Jamal Murray, Tyler Ulis, and Scala Bissier's Wildcat players who are off to the NBA. Lee told ESPN's Jeff Goodman that he hasn't hired an agent, keeping open the possibility of coming back, but that he's been clear with Coach Cal that his goals are to be in the NBA next season. Lee averaged 6.5 points, 6 rebounds, a block and a half per game this last year. He came out of high school in California as a highly touted player, but told ESPN that he hasn't gotten an opportunity to show what he can do, especially offensively. Several NBA executives told ESPN that Lee is projected as a second-round pick. Well, not knowing for certain what players like Lee are going to do certainly complicates the recruiting process, but it does not slow it down at all. Kevin Knox, a 5-star small forward out of Tampa, Florida, now has an offer from Coach Cal and the Cats. Calipari made the offer on an in-home visit last night. Knox goes 6'8", 195, depending on which recruiting service you look at. He's either rated the 6th or 7th best player in the country. He's also being pursued by the likes of North Carolina, Duke, and Florida State. And finally, in case you missed it earlier this morning, we've got a situation with the Pirates and the Padres San Diego manager Andy Green. Third inning, Francisco Cervelli up with 2 on. Padres right-hander Colin Ray makes a slight hop forward as he fires the pitch. His rhythm is disrupted. His pivot foot leaves the rubber. A balk was called. Now, Andrew McCutchen trots home, presumably making the score 2-0. The visiting dugout begins celebrating. That was all before the 4 umpires got together. Then Clint Hurdle, the Pirates manager, steps onto the field. And guess what? They reversed the call. McCutchen back at third base. The balk call overturned. And after all, a run disappeared from the scoreboard. Hurdle, then he comes back out, resigned to the ruling, but then the video coordinator says, hey, go look at it again. And Hurdle tells the umpires that. They do that, and Andy Green comes out, and he just loses his mind. From a baseball standpoint, he and Chief Brian Gorman get into it. Gorman tosses Green, who tosses his hat. It is the first big league ejection for Green as skipper of the Padres. It's been a rough start. There he goes. Bench coach Mark McGuire at 6'5". Remember when he used to hit homers for the A's? He had to come out and pull Green back. Padres come back to get the win, though, 5-4. McGuire said after the game his skipper got his money's worth. Tonight on the Big Blue Insider with Dick Gabriel, UK beat writer John Hale of the Courier-Journal. That's at 6 on 630 WLAP. Look ahead at big weekend series for the UK baseball and softball team. That's coming up a bit later, but for now, guys, that's a look at sports on this Wednesday.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. And keep it here. There's a lot more coming up in our next half hour of WKYT News at noon.
Kentucky Attorney General Andy Beshear is speaking out about corruption accusations from Governor Matt Bevin.
A convicted murderer is asking the state parole board to release him from prison. We'll have the parole board's decision coming up at 12:30.
Tonight's Powerball jackpot is $227 million, and Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $97 million.